Good evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Wednesday, December 7, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. GECOM staff says was forced to use spreadsheet to tabulate votes under MINGO'S orders. Passage of time has not quelled our demand for justice. Ali on 1976 terrorist attack. Guyana signs a MOU with international body to build world-class protected area system. Payments for GRO immigration support services now possible through MMG, and 4 new experimental tours launched to market destination Guyana. Now for the news in detail. A registration officer at the Guyana Elections Commission today told the ongoing Commission of Inquiry that during the tabulation of the Region 4 votes after the March 2, 2020 elections, she was instructed by a staff of embattled returning officer Claremont Mingo to use a spreadsheet for the verification of votes, something which she says was never done at previous elections at which she worked. Here is Vanu Manikchand with our lead story tonight.
Assistant Registration Officer at GECOM, Alexandra Bowman, took the stand on Wednesday and testified that on March 4, 2020, she was instructed by Claremont Mingo's clerk, Michelle Miller, that she will not be calling out votes from the statements of poll but from spreadsheets.
When it was my turn to call, I was instructed that we won't be calling from the SOPs anymore, we'll be calling from a spreadsheet.
And can you recall who gave you that instruction?
Not clearly, but it would have either been Mr. Mingo if he was still there or Miss Miller.
Prior to this, on any occasion when you had worked before for elections, had you been ever asked to use a spreadsheet from which to call numbers?
Not that I can recall.
Well, when this request was made of you, what did you do?
I followed instructions.
The numbers on the spreadsheet which you were given actually reflected the statements of polls numbers?
No, because I was not able to compare them.
According to Bowman, the spreadsheet was placed on her flash drive by another GECOM staff, Enrique Liven, and handed to her to use. However, she further noted that soon after she started calling out the numbers on the spreadsheet, there were objections by PPPC party agents saying that the figures do not match the SOPs.
While all of this was going on, you received a certain instruction from Ms. Miller.
Keep calling.
Did you follow her instructions?
I did.
And can you explain why?
There was a lot of noise and I was 7 months pregnant at the time and I just wanted to get it over with. After the uproar in the tabulation room, I told them that I'm not feeling well because somebody pushed a table and hit my belt.
Following the intervention of the Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers and the GECOM chair, retired Justice Claudette Singh, Bowman said she was given permission to leave due to her health condition and did not return to work until after her delivery. Meanwhile, Mingo's clerk, Michelle Miller, who is currently facing criminal charges in the courts along with Mingo and others, was summoned to appear before the COI on Wednesday, but opted to exercise her rights to remain silent. On Tuesday, 3 other GECOM staffers at the time of the 2020 elections also opted to remain silent due to similar charges which were brought against them. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchand.
President Dr. Irfan Ali says the memory of the 1976 terrorist attack on Cubana Flight 455 from Barbados to Jamaica, in which 73 people were killed, including 11 Guyanese, must further strengthen the resolve of the Caribbean to remain a zone of peace that is free from all forms of terrorism, proxy wars, and external threats. Here is Vanu Manikchand again with the details.
Guyana recalls with extreme sadness the bombing of Cubana Airlines Flight 455 off the coast of Barbados on the 6th of October 1976.
That was President Dr. Irfan Ali delivering remarks at a wreath-laying ceremony at the Cubana Monument in Barbados on the sidelines of the 8th Caribbean-Cuba Summit. Flight 455 was a Cuban flight from Barbados to Jamaica that was brought down on October 6, 1976 by a terrorist bomb attack. All 73 people on board, including 11 Guyanese, were killed after 2 time bombs went off and the plane crashed into the sea.
For us, this was a pure action and demonstration of terrorism. And for those who would not acknowledge this, the guilt of the death and murder of all those who lost their lives on that day remains with them.
According to the Guyanese head of state, Cuba, Guyana, and CARICOM did not succumb to terrorism but grew stronger together. He noted too that the passage of time has not quelled his country's demand for justice.
Cuba, Guyana, CARICOM did not succumb to terrorism, did not fall to terrorism, but grew stronger and built better relationship and advance human dignity. The passage of time has not quelled our demands for justice for the innocent victims of the Cubana air disaster, nor will it absolve the intellectual authors of this crime.
President of Cuba, Miguel Diaz-Canel, Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, President of Suriname, Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonsalves, Secretary General of CARICOM, Dr. Carla Barnett, and other regional officials were also present at the event. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
Guyana continues to receive acclamation even from global players on its groundbreaking deal to issue high-quality carbon credits, being the first country in the world to do so under the high-integrity carbon standard architecture for RED+ transactions. Jarl Bryan reports.
Guyana was issued 33.47 million forest carbon credits for preventing and reducing deforestation and forest degradation in the period 2016 to 2020. The credits have been verified by a third party against ART's robust environmental and social requirements. In a statement, Norway Climate and Environment Minister Espen Barth Elde described the development as a historic breakthrough. According to Elde, Guyana's breakthrough paves the way for other countries to follow. It also marks the emergence of a global carbon market. World Conservation Society Executive Vice President for Global Conservation, Joe Walton, also extended congratulations. He described Guyana's accomplishment as huge, noting that the world must continue to prioritize global support for countries seeking climate financing through credits. Guyana is, in fact, the first country to conclude the ART process out of 15 jurisdictions that have so far entered the ART pipeline. Recently, the country entered into a multi-year agreement worth $750 million with Hess Corporation for the purchase of 37.5 million credits. The Irokrama International Center for Rainforest Conservation and Development has also praised the development. Dane Gobin, CEO of Irokrama, noted that these are exciting times for Guyana as it continues to mobilize its forest services in the fight against climate change. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
The Protected Areas Commission, PAC, on Wednesday signed a Memorandum of Understanding with International Conservation Organization, Frankfurt Zoological Society, to aid in elevating its protected area system. Here are the details from Fiona Morrison.
Chairman of the Board of the Protected Areas Commission, Robert Prasad, explained that the MOU with Frankfurt Zoological Society is to allow the Commission to develop the capacity whereby it can leverage more financial support in managing the country's existing protected area system, particularly in the Kanuku Mountain. Containing more than 6,000 square kilometers of primary rainforest, rock formations, rising up to 1,300 meters in height, waterfalls, and countless caves, the Kanuku Mountains region in the south of the country represents a unique area, most of which is largely unexplored. The wildlife extends from the Goliath bird spider, arapaima fish, oilbird and harpy eagle, through to the jaguar and giant anteater. In 2011, the Kanuku Mountains were declared a protected area. As pressure on surrounding natural areas increases, so does the importance of protecting the Kanuku Mountains as a refuge for rare and endangered species.
Because we have plans, as I said, our target of 30% of our marine as well as land space to be considered protected area, we also would need some sort of capacity building in this regard. And partnering with the the Frankfurt Zoological Society allows us to develop that partnership, to get that type of support, and to, as it were, to build up our ability, as it were, to properly manage our protected area system. So it's unique in the sense that we have an external partner working with us in a particular area, and as in Kanuku Mountain, but also looking at ways in which we can also build the entire protected area system in terms of our capacity and ability to properly manage. We have a very aggressive approach in terms of reaching out, collaborating, and engaging our partners because we want to develop a world-class protected area system.
According to FZS website, it supports the Kanuku Mountains by helping the PAC with setting up and training a small team of rangers in the Kanuku Mountains and assisting with field-based activities, helping planning and supervising the construction of control posts out in the field together with the rangers, among other activities. The FZS had first signed the MOU in 2015 to provide Guyana with financial and technical support for the development of the country's protected area system.
The fire and smoke alarms at the Ministry of Home Affairs on Brick Dam were triggered at around 9 hours today by smoke emanating from a light fixture in one of the offices on the middle floor. The staff were immediately evacuated and the Guyana Fire Service was summoned. The firefighters took precautionary measures to deal with a fire outbreak. The Guyana Electrical Inspectorate was called in, inspections were carried out, and the problem was identified as coming from a faulty light fixture. Members of the Guyana Police Force and Guyana Power and Light, Inc. also arrived at the scene to lend support. Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben has since identified the need for additional fire safety measures to be installed at the ministry and its agencies. The electrical inspectors declared the building safe at 10:15 hours and staff resumed work as usual. Coming up, payments for GRO Immigration Support Services now possible through MMG and K program launched in Region 5. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
FIFA World Cup 2022 is here, and the Superbet is giving back to our loyal customers. Like and follow our Facebook page at SuperbetGY or Instagram account at Superbet_sportbetting to see how you can participate in our Predict to Win promotion and the Superbet's Happy Hour. Each promotion gives you a chance to win special prizes. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Did you know that the government has funded the 2022 budget through oil revenues? Yes, money earned from oil production offshore is being used to support projects in Guyana, including social programs like the increase of public assistance and old age pension, as well as cash grants to support the vulnerable members of society.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. The Ministry of Home Affairs, in partnership with GTT's Mobile Money Guyana, today launched mobile payment services for the General Register Office and Immigration Support Services, with the aim of making those services more accessible to the public. Luanda McAllister tells us more.
The launching ceremony of the cashless and time-efficient alternative through MMG was held at the Home Affairs Ministry on Brickdam, Georgetown on Wednesday. Guyanese can now enjoy hassle-free transactions from the comfort of their homes, offices, and other convenient locations for services offered by the Guyana Register Office and Immigration Support. This digital service will allow Guyanese to apply for their birth, marriage, and death certificates, along with other integral documents on the Home Affairs Ministry website. Then they will be guided by its staff through WhatsApp or a chat option. The information will then be processed and they will be instructed to make their payments through MMG. After receiving a confirmation code, the documents will be mailed to their respective addresses. Home Affairs Minister Robertson Ben said for some time his ministry has been trying to get some of its services online.
I'm pleased that we are finally at this point. When we took office, originally, the first few things we thought of in terms of providing more efficient, more efficacious service to the public was putting more and more things online, because we recognize that people were taking a lot of time and a great deal of effort, particularly those who come from far off places in Guyana. You know how large our country is, that they have to put in a lot of time, effort, money in relation to accessing what at the beginning are fairly basic services. And so we thought that we needed to do online services, have a portal to do online services, and we did think of GT&T then. Along the way, it didn't happen as quickly as we expected, but I'm glad that the Guyana Police Force, who we also had discussions about this type of effort, led the way, Mr. Brutus and of course Commissioner Hicken, in getting their services, at least for the provisioning of access to getting the documentation for driver training, that this happened.
The minister said not only will this digital service aid in more services becoming more accessible to the public, but it will help in crime reduction.
Of course, we older people like to have our money in our pockets and to pay directly with it, and perhaps to have the personal touch in terms of paying that money. But in these modern days, it needs to be done quicker and without much frustration and delay.
Meanwhile, the General Manager of MMG, Babita Ram, said this collaboration provides people with an easier option for their transactions. She said soon MMG will be catering to the diaspora, where persons can pay for their documents in Guyana from any part of the world. Luanda McAllister, The Evening News.
As part of the Ministry of Education's efforts to expand the delivery of education across the country to ensure each child has access to educational opportunities, the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination program has been extended to the Rossignol Secondary School in Region 5. Here is Luanda McAllister again with the details.
Currently, there are 6 students at Rossignol Secondary enrolled in the CAPE program. During brief remarks at the commissioning of the program on Tuesday, Minister of Education Prem Manik-Chan detailed the plans the ministry has for each region in terms of achieving universal secondary education in the country.
Nationally, we must and we will achieve universal secondary education that has quality in its delivery in every region. So right now, we're not there. We don't have enough secondary seats for children who leave primary school to get a full secondary education. But we have determined, we've already identified what we need, and I hope you see the strategic thinking of the ministry, that it's not just a gap, it's not just talk. It is, we know in Region 1, we need to rebuild the Northwest Secondary that was lost to arson. We need to build a new secondary school in Hosororo and one in Cubana. In Region 2, we need to finish the Abrams Zool Secondary School, which started about a year and a half ago. We need to put one more set of dorms down in that region. In Region 3, we need 2 more schools, one at Tushin and one on the lower, depending on how you look at it, closer to Reed and Hoop to the West Bank side. In Region 4, Prospect is going to begin next year. Yarra is finishing, and Good Hope, which started 7 years ago, 6 years ago, is going to finish next year. In Georgetown, the North Ranville, which we lost to fire also, will be completed. St. Rose's, which was broken down and left in a dilapidated state, will be completed. East Rumvelt is being extended, St. Winifred's is being extended, St. Mary's is being rebuilt, St. George's is being rebuilt, and a brand new 1,000 children's school will be built somewhere around the Turkine area. In Region 5, we have to look at transportation from the children from the riverine communities to have them access secondary schools out here. In Region 6, we're building a brand new secondary school at Oriala so that we could get the children from Oriala and Siparu to accessing education without having to come out of the river. In Region 7, somewhere in the Upper Mazaruni, we will build a brand new secondary school with dorms. In Region 8, we'll extend the Cato dorms and the Paramakatoi dorms and possibly build a school at Kopinan. In Region 9, we begin building Karasabai Secondary, and we have to build one more secondary school at somewhere in or around the Mawaranao area. Region 10 has universal secondary education. When we speak about what we will do, we know exactly where we want it, we know what number of children it must serve, we know how much it will cost, and we will get it done.
Minister Manik-Chan further highlighted that the Rosignol Secondary School is the third institution where the CAPE program has been extended to. The others were Anna Regina Secondary School in Region 2 and West Demerara Secondary School in Region 3. She further announced that before the end of 2025, CAPE colleges will be established in each county with dorms where necessary. Lawanda McAllister for the Evening News.
The Guyana Tourism Authority yesterday launched 4 new experimental tours to help with diversification of the products Destination Guyana is offering tourists. Here is more.
The 4 new tourism experiences that have been launched are the Tapakuma Camping and Fishing Exhibition, the Madia Tour, the 1 Cent Magenta Tour, and the Puruma Tour. Speaking during the launching ceremony on Tuesday, Director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Kamral Bashk, said this now makes it 70 new tourism products that have been launched for this year. He expressed that this is all in keeping with a vision outlined by President Dr. Irfan Ali.
We were given a vision to develop a world-class product portfolio. And as you can see from these 4 products that are being launched today, you could see the quality of the experience coming to life.
The GTA had posited that the organization and its partners will continue to work to develop new and exciting tourism products to market Destination Guyana.
With the view of packaging these experiences, so whether it's a remote community or whether it's a historically significant product like the 1 Cent Magenta, or whether it's trying to package a township like Cubana has done wonderfully well in New Amsterdam, and then we're seeing Badia and Linden and all the other towns being packaged, and then building off other activities in and around the towns will certainly complement that well.
In this regard, he encouraged tour operators and owners to brainstorm ideas and engage the GTA, which is willing to help in any way they can.
We are willing, and most importantly, I think we are able, we have the resources, to do those product assessments with you. And we want to support you in finding new products and eventually bringing them to market, really.
Rupasina Ryan joins us now to report that a series of events will set the tone for celebration of Linden Town Week, which will be observed under the theme, Re-envisioning Linden. Here is that story.
From April 23rd to May 1st, 2023, the mining town of Linden in Region 10 will come alive for its annual Town Week observance, where over 40 events have been planned. Last weekend, the Mayor and Town Council of Linden officially launched the Town Week activities. Mayor Wanika Arundel outlined that the township has witnessed significant transformation from mining to business and tourism.
As we look at where Linden came from based on the history we've heard, where we are today, it is necessary that we look towards the future. There's a vision of the United Nations in 2030 and where the world would be. So as Lindeners, we need to look at by 2030, where would Linden be? The drafting of the theme Re-envisioning Linden is an opportunity for all of us to start thinking, visualizing, and coining our behaviors in such a way that it opens doors. Region 10 and Linden is strategically placed in terms of location. We're rich in wealth, we're rich in resources, bauxite, and other natural resources. But our richness speaks to our people.
Among the activities planned include football, basketball, volleyball, cycling, cricket, a church service, bird whistling, essay, debating, a teen pageant, a health fair, a business expo, day tours, market day, and the mayor's ball, among others. For more information about Town Week 2023 activities, participation, event entry, accommodation, travel and promotion, persons are encouraged to reach out to the Town Council. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
With plans already rolling to upgrade and add new regional hospitals to the current complement, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony has assured that these facilities will be supported with adequate human resource and equipment. Here is Rupasina Ryan again with the details.
A few weeks ago, contracts were signed for 6 new regional facilities to be built at Anna Regina in Region 2, Dickendrain in Region 3, Diamond and Enmore in Region 4, Bath in Region 5, and Skeldon in Region 6. A pediatric and maternal hospital is also in the works at Ogle. Within the next years, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony said Guyanese can expect more such projects to come on stream.
The government is now upgrading a number of facilities, and we are going to upgrade regional facilities. And in that upgrade, it's not just about the physical hospital itself, but also the equipment that we have and ensuring that we have adequate staff to manage these facilities. So over the next 3 to 4 years, you would see that happening. Next year, I think you will see that when the budget is announced, that there would be some other facilities and equipment that would be in next year's budget.
In the coming year, the budget will also provide for additional facilities and equipment. The health minister, however, highlighted that such undertakings require significant funding.
These things take time. It takes a lot of investment to make sure that we are comparable with other countries, and this government is committed to doing so. And that's why the government has placed so much emphasis on health.
Over the years, the ministry has enhanced the number of ultrasound equipment in the facilities, as well as switching to digital X-ray machines. Efforts are also being made to have CT scan machines readily available across health institutions. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, December 8th at 4:15 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is scheduled to be closed on Thursday, December 8th at 16:05 hours for 1.5 hours.
President's Cup, Buxton Beefy are Region 4 champs, and England beat West Indies to claim ODI series 2-0. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
It's November already and soon it will be Christmas, so we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
This Christmas, guess what? You're guaranteed to save big right at National Hardware Limited. Shopping for Christmas trees? We've got all sizes from the traditional to the ones with a modern twist. Garlands, wreaths, lights, and Christmas inflatables are what you need to bring that Christmas cheer. Out with the old and in with the new. We've got curtains, carpets, and so much more to spruce up your home for the holidays. Save time too, and get presents for both boys and girls, whether big or small. National Hardware has you covered, in more ways than one this holiday season. Check out our superstore at 13 to 14 Industrial Site, Rumvelt. Telephone number 231-1091-95. Or downtown at 17 to 19A Water Street. Telephone number 227-1961.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Ocho. 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 Organic Ocho candy. What's inside counts.
Pest Force, keeping you on a bug-free course. Call us today for a free inspection and quotation. 636-PEST. That's 636-7378 and 612-PEST. 612-73.
Welcome back to this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp. Buxton, better